welcome to Sam's Russian Adventures. I'm Sam, an English guy living in provincial Russia now. All of you have probably seen in YouTube videos and on the news about all these NATO tanks and all this equipment that's been captured in Ukraine and put on display in Moscow, but I'm living in Vladimir now. In Vladimir, of course, we don't have such a big display, but I've been told there's a rumor that some NATO tanks have been dumped in a field and set on fire. Is that really true? I'm going to be searching for these NATO tanks and hopefully we'll find them and I'll show you. So the other day I was in Children's World, and inside Children's World there's loads of like children's kids tanks. Now in the past there would just be kind of some sort of universal tanks and universal kind of army equipment that would just say tank on them. Or maybe they would have American tanks, but now they have Russian ones, all different types of Russian military equipment, from cars to helicopters to Lego to everything. So I thought I'd start the video by going in there and showing you that. So look up here, we've got the Lego. Check this out, the transporter thing. And then we've got the tank T-14 up there. The army motorcycle. And then this is like a collection of tank and different things. So these are radio controlled cars, and look, we've got the Russian police car there. And here we've got the ambulance car, and it's a Porsche. And an Audi Q7 police car. So here we've got all sorts of different cars, but look, we've got the Gaz 66 army truck. We've got another driving police up here. Brad, it's a rocket launcher, and then the Gaz 66 again here. Here we've got our Waz pickup, another police car, a couple of them, and we've got the old Lada style police car you probably saw a lot of in like the 19th films. This is like the military police. And here, look at this one. Wow, that's a relic. The Volga. Let's look what else we've got here. We've got mini versions of the police cars and the ambulance. And then the army police here. And then if we bend down here, it's so difficult for me to bend down. We've got all these different tanks, look. And all of them are specific for the Russian army. Here we've got some planes. Another Volga taxi. These were the most popular taxis when I first came to Russia. Wow. And look, further down here we've got the big Hummer for the army police, military police. And we've also got the Russian trains. Wow. Now we've obviously got, you know, all the other types of toys that you get around the world, like Barbie just behind me, but I'm very proud to see Russian military toys, and not just like some Russian kid's going to play with a toy that says USA on the side or something. This is actually, you know, they're learning with the Russian toys, right? With the Russian symbols on the side, and they can have heroes, or not just like an American kind of like universal tank, but actually a Russian tank. So come on, the pressure's on. Are they gonna get it? So it's a very, very windy day here in Vladimir. But I've come to Victory Park because perhaps the tanks are somewhere near here. Let's go and have a look. You can see there's lots of military equipment over there. Let's go and check that out. This one looks, I guess, more Soviet than anything. Don't know what it's called, but it's not a NATO one, is it? This one has got no signature on it, signature. what is that, how you say, insignia. So I'm guessing it's not a NATO one again. Looks like an older one. So this one looks a bit newer, but still it's not looking like the NATO ones. Where are the NATO ones? That's what we're trying to find today. These NATO tanks. Somewhere around here they've got to be. This one looks very daunting, doesn't it? Got no idea about military hardware at all, so I'm not even going to pretend that I know what's going on, but I guess it's some sort of rocket launcher. Some sort of armoured vehicle, but where are the NATO ones? This is not what I need right now. Obviously it's great to see all these old Russian tanks on display. Have any of you ever been inside any of these tanks? Or these armoured vehicles, if that's what they're called? I've never been in any. It's interesting that they've got the glass headlights, right? You would think that they'd get smashed pretty quickly. Well, what do I know? I've got no idea about anything to do with military equipment. And this one looks very old. In fact, the doors are made from wood, look. Blimey. I don't know if that's been made afterwards, just as a temporary door. Probably the metal one might have already been lost. Well, of course it's nice to see all this Soviet hardware, but where are the burned out NATO tanks? I guess they wouldn't be in the centre, they're being dumped in a field or somewhere, but how am I going to find them? Oh man. Right, so I've just received a phone call to say that the NATO tanks are in a field about 2 kilometres from here. And I was like, well, how am I going to know that they're NATO tanks and not Russian tanks? I've got no idea about tanks at all. And apparently they've got NATO insignia on them. Now, regardless of what we find today, do you think I should go to Moscow and check out the NATO tanks there? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just a bit of fun.